Cafe Anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
FF episode 1640. I'm your host, Mike Matthews, broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont. We're back in Fremont today. We hear from Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, John Deere the engineer. The last place on earth, Cafe Anyway. We did do a super secret Sunday show yesterday, and I think we covered a lot of ground, including how much I hate Walmart.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Specifically, the Pleasanton Walmart. The Livermore Walmart is fine. They do a good job, actually. I was impressed.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Their automotive section's got a lot of people, and they have a nice crew. Then you go to Pleasanton, and it's like, screw you, we don't need you. You're a customer, but we're going to crap on your head. And that's how it works. That's what they said to me, basically. Yeah, you gotta wait another hour, another 55 minutes.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Heck no! No! So, back to the
Mike's
new week.
Daily
I have
Podcast.
had very little sleep.
Yeah!
But that's hey, I was talking to my lovely lady friend, DT, and I told her that this bark from Basil, that when you hear Basil bark, that's really Basil. I don't know if all you listeners know that, but you know, I just thought I'd share that. Politics is one of the headings. Oh, look who walked in to this show, and I maybe have misnamed that because I looked through all the things we have to vote on for this year's election, which is tomorrow in California. I didn't know what. All I saw, there was one measure that was going to increase the sales tax like 1%, and I said, hell with that. No. We're taxed to the hilt already in California. Look who else walked in. And I sound like a raging conservative when I say that, but it's true. When you pay the taxes and you're like writing another check and another check, sooner or later you go, no. Look who's here.
Hello, Mike Matthews. It's Chely Shoehart, gift shop supervisor. You say no a lot.
No, I don't.
No.
Yeah, you do, Mike Matthews. You should say yes.
That's right. Yes is a
And here's today's podcast picture.
much more powerful word. Look who else is here. Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman. And this is John Deere the engineer. That was very profound. Yes, profound by the pound. Yes is a more powerful word, I guess. Yes. But yes, it's now we're into June, and it's happiness everywhere. June, the hills are all brown here with the sound of music at Cafe. Oh, so Basil, now that he's older, he can't sit very well now. So I'm looking at a picture of him sitting from a year ago, and now that would not be so. He can do it, but with difficulty. So anyway, Cafe Anyway. It was nice to anyway. That's all. But yeah, about a year ago. Oh wow. It's been that long since that happened. I just looked at an event that happened a year ago, and it feels like it happened yesterday. How crazy is that? That's the one wonderful thing about when you look at photos, like on your Facebook or Google or wherever you have your photos stored, Apple, and it gives you the date of when this particular thing happened, and you go, damn, where has the time gone? My mom was saying that the other day, because she's in her late 70s now, and she's like, where did the time go? Here we are all of a sudden. But I kind of covered that topic on the Friday show about what happens and how time moves so quickly. But I can't find a podcast picture. I would love to post this one. No, I think we're not going to go with dog picture today. I think we're going to stand our ground today and not go with a Basil picture, just because he's been represented a lot lately. And that's fine. We'll go with something like, oh my gosh! This is a great picture. This is of a karaoke party that I did in July of last year. By the way, I have been looking at karaoke machines, and there's quite a few on the market, but here's what I'm thinking is you got to be careful. Some of them, you want to get the ones that have the 2 microphone connection, so that, you can have more than one person singing, and it's great. But I'm going to post this picture of Foster City and these 2 people on the water as they're bouncing along. Foster City is just across the bay from me in the East Bay. You go over the San Mateo Bridge, go west, young man, and you end up in Foster City. I believe Visa is located there. And there's these houses on the water. There's these lagoons that actually, there's all these lagoons, but none of them go out to the ocean. They're just sort of this trapped water. And that's what they have too in the Bay Fair Island area. Harbor Bay Isle, Bay Farm Island. That's what it is. And that's right across from Alameda. All these houses on the water in this big lagoon. And in those situations, they got to keep the water churning. Other you get the crap everywhere. It's salt, heavy with the salt. But enough about that. About salt and houses on water and people on. But I want to be on a boat, I think, is what I'm trying to tell you. I'm feeling very nautical lately. I'm a nautical boy. So nautical. No, and I get seasick, but I don't mind floating on a lagoon. Or a tide pool of some sort. That sounds like fun. I feel like doing that. Okay, all that to say on Monday that the Super Secret Sunday show, we covered the interesting Johnny Depp pictures that made the news, that he looks emaciated. What's up with that? We covered some other things, and my horrible situation with Walmart, where they just were not helpful, and finally they were helpful in Livermore. But I cannot stand, for some reason, in my old age, I cannot stand Crosby, Stills, Nash. Those harmonies drive me nuts. I know at one point that this was some kind of music it was revolutionary because it was the stoner Laurel Canyon people getting together making music. Great. And people just freaking love them. But there's this song called Helplessly, Hopelessly, and I got into a discussion with someone who's, I think he's in his 60s, who was completely disagreeing with, no, that's a great song. It's so beautiful. And then he played it on his Amazon Echo, and I barfed. I cannot, I just can't get, all right, it has to do with an ex-girlfriend who was older than me, who used to play that song. This is back in the 90s. And she'd play it on her guitar, and she'd play it at all these coffee houses and things, and I'd have to hear that song over and over again. And just, I sat there the other day listening to Ken Rudin's political podcast, what's it called? The Political Junkie. And he played it because he was talking about 1968. I guess the song came out then. And he played it, and I was listening to the lyrics, and I thought to myself, this is a song about nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's vapid. It's got no teeth or anything. It's the most toothless song ever made, and I can't stand it, and I'm a curmudgeon. And that's all I had to say about that song. Here, though, let's jump to something more modern. Beyonce. All right, I have respect for her. She's a strong woman. I've heard a couple of her songs. I know what's all the single ladies, put your hands up. If you like, you gotta put a ring on it. The To the Left, irreplaceable song. Halo, I know that one. And the that one. And the and then some of her Destiny's Child song, I'm a Survivor. But other than that, I don't know anything else about her. I don't know any of her new stuff, and I don't know JayZ's stuff. and I was invited to go to the Beyonce JayZ concert in September at Levi's Stadium. I said no. And I told this guy, this Crosby, Stills, Nash fan, the 60-something-old guy, that I'm not going. And he goes, oh, no, you've got to go. Will you go for me, please? Just go to it. Go to the show. What? Why? Because if you don't see them, you know, someday Beyonce and JayZ, maybe they'll get a divorce or something, and you can say you went to the show. No. I don't get that. I don't get that people raising musical... I love music, but when you lift a musician, a band, to some historical status, that kind of annoys me. Okay, yeah, the Beatles, an amazing... I've talked to people that saw the Beatles at one time, or Jimi Hendrix, or whatever. Good for you. Good for freaking you. All you got is a memory in the back of your head. All I got to do is thunk you on the head just the right way, and you'll forget those memories, and there's nothing there. You probably don't even have pictures of it. And even if you fast forward from now, and all the pictures you take of a JayZ Beyonce show, you're going to delete those pictures at some point. You're going to forget what cloud you stored them on. They're gone. It's the experience mentality. And this is a 60-something-year-old with this millennial experience. I got to experience everything. I got to spend money on my experiences. That's the whole millennial thing. I got a couple extra bucks. I'm going to blow it on a concert that's going to happen one night, and I'm going to have to spend 12 hours in the parking lot and pay $35 for a beer. And yeah, and deal with somebody standing in front of me the whole show. I'm gonna blow all my money on that. I don't get it. So that's my curmudgeon-y take on everything. North Korea has sacked top 3 military officials as the nuclear summit nears. North Korea leader Kim Jong-un oversees the launch of the Hwasong-12 rocket with senior commanders. It's an image that was last year. What is this saying? Oh, he shook up the military brass, and he's replaced the top military brass with younger officials. That's what this is saying. On the state in 1984, Bruce Springsteen. Oh, I saw Bruce Springsteen in concert, and he bored the hell out of me because he talked about burning his draft card for 12 hours. He released his 7th studio album on this date in 1984, backed by his longtime E Street band. Born in the USA will produce 7 top 10 singles, and I will name them for you now without even looking at the computer screen. Dancing in the Dark, Born in the USA, My Hometown, I'm on Fire, Cover Me, I'm Going Down. And by the way, the song, I'm Going Down, has all kinds of connotations. But we sit in the car outside your house, but why? I can feel the heat coming round. You're talking to me. I look into your eyes. But lately when I look into your eyes, I'm going down, 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 down. I'm going down, down, down. I'm going down, 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 down. I sang that at I didn't sing it, but I did it at a lip sync contest. Those used to be huge in the 80s. And I did a goofy Bruce Springsteen performance of that. And I had like a sign that I held up that said "Good Sax" when Clarence Clemons comes in on the saxophone solo. Mike, wouldn't you have loved to have seen Clarence Clemons when he was alive perform at Springsteen concert that you made fun of? It's on video, my friend. I can watch that whenever I want. There's this thing called YouTube. Every video of every concert ever made is on YouTube for free. Thank you. But it's not the same thing, Mike! No. Whatever. I missed... Did they say 7? Oh my gosh, did I say Dancing in the Dark? I'm missing one, aren't I? I'm missing a Bruce Springsteen song. Ooh. Well, that I don't remember. Maybe I'm going to... Well, I'll have to think of it later. Oh, Glory Days! God, how did I forget that one? They'll pass you by, glory days. And the winner of the young girls are glory days. I have to say, though, Downbound Train, that's a sad song. Oh, my God. That's got the really sad guitar kind of... But the best part of the song is... Beyond the highway, in the moonlight, it gets really sad. I rushed through the yard, I burst through the front door, my head pounding hard. Up the stairs I climbed, the room was dark, our bed was empty. Then I heard that long whistle whine, and I dropped to my knees, hung my head and cried. Now I swing a sledgehammer on the railroad gang, knocking down them cross ties, working in the rain, and now it don't feel like you're a rider on a downbound train. He was channeling his inner Hank Williams Sr. with that song. I hear the whistle whine, the lonesome song sounds, the da da da. Or you got your Johnny Cash. I hear the train a coming, it's coming around the bend. The train sound is the saddest frickin' sound ever, is what the point is of this frickin' show today. It's so sad. Sad. I think we covered a lot of ground on today's show. I'm feeling like wrapping this crap up today because, there's an interesting picture of the PJ, the Port Jackson shark light sculpture at the Taronga Zoo. It's a Taronga Zoo in Sydney, Australia. I would tell you about the soap star that died of the TV show Soap, but then I have to go into a long diatribe about how wonderful the sitcom Soap was. But let's quickly just tell you as we go outside a cafe anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont, that an asteroid on course for Earth was spotted hours before impact with our atmosphere. A small asteroid slammed into Earth's atmosphere. This was on Saturday, just a few hours after it was discovered, racing toward us. It was named Asteroid 2018 LA. So small and therefore harmless. So we had a little interaction with an asteroid. I'd like to thank you so much for Controversial Kiss. What's this? The often controversial leader Rodrigo Duterte, what a twerpy, has again drawn condemnation for his treatment of women by kissing an overseas worker from his own country on stage. And he did something else this weekend. That is creepy. Wow. And there was some other thing he did that was pretty annoying, but that's his thing in the Philippines. Okay. Thanks for listening to the show. Next show, we will have the wonderful Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster. Hope you enjoyed this show and all its connotations.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!